All right, we've made it. It's the final of the 12-week reef.
We need more fish, more coral.
More ideas for future improvements.
And of course, more involvement from the reefing community.
Let's go.
Guys, what is this? This is my show. What are you trying to do? Get out. I've seen. Get out. Sorry about that, guys. So, as a freshwater hobbyist and a first-time reefer, this was always going to be a challenge for me. We had to learn everything from scratch, from plumbing to water chemistry to lighting, coral, fish species, specific requirements, and all the while dealing with the daily curveballs that a natural ecosystem in a glass box can throw at you. The initial aquascape was a little too short in week 2, so we had to add a few inches after working on it for over 6 hours. Our perfect levels, achieved with the help of Sam Parker from week 4, slowly got away from us. But by week 7, Shane Danger helped us get back to proper readings. And we finally reached some stability by week 8, when we started adding corals. Week 10 saw a whole rescape performed by Cam from Galleria Aquatica, as some corals, they just weren't fully coloring up. But after speaking to all of the experts on here, they all said one resounding comment. This is reefing. That perfect reef tank where nothing ever goes wrong doesn't really exist. Instead, all we do as hobbyists is we try to minimize potential issues, we try to protect ourselves with backup plans wherever we can, and always solve problems when they arise very slowly and very patiently. So here we are, week 12, and we have a ton more coral to add. Even though this is the final week, don't worry. We're gonna have so much more content on the 12-week reef over the coming months, showing its growth and showing its maturity. We have professionals, specialists in their field. Cam being a maintenance guru, Shane is by far the best expert I've met on everything coral related, and Sam is one down-to-earth, passionate reef keeper with a massive community around him. They've traveled up just to help us by bringing more life to this tank, adding extra corals, and I'm hoping we can pick their brains on how we can take this reef tank to the next level. So this is week 12. We're really coming to the end of this thing, unless we do a whole nother series. The 8 weeks of fish.
What about we do some coral fragging?
Yeah, coral.
Yeah, I'll show you how to frag.
No. Let's go for a bigger tank. Let's turn a 12-week reef into a 12-foot reef.
Whoa. Oh, now guys, that all sounds awesome, but why don't we load it up with gadgets and fully automate that sucker?
Okay, boys, I love you all. Thank you so much for all your help. But there's a bit of a process for this next series. So we're gonna do like an interview sort of thing. Ask you a couple questions, because I don't know if everyone's gonna make it on the next series.
Jeez, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty nervous about this.
Me too. I'm a bit worried actually, but I actually think I've got something that might be perfect to guarantee us to get into the next series. Let's go check it out. I'll show you. Come in.
Listen to the camera.
Why do you guys look so out of breath and puffed?
No reason.
You're up first. All right, Sam, first question. What would you do differently with the reef tank if you had another 12 weeks of reefing?
Now that you know how things work firsthand, I would look to elevate this tank by now taking that to the next level and adding lots of automation to this system.
I would definitely put some type of nutrient export system on it, try and work a refugium in to hopefully be able to allow for more fish.
I think with 12 more weeks, I reckon we can get you into some ICP testing. We can fine tune all of your trace element dosing, and that's gonna really next level your tank when it comes to coral color and growth.
How would someone like me, just starting out, get into a career where I get to reef keep like this?
I guess you'd have to look at what components of reef keeping you really enjoy doing, to the point where you could do it all day, every day, whether that be tank setup, tank maintenance, retail side of things, or even down the path of influencing. If you can find what you really like to spend your time on and then make that part of your career, I think you'd have a good time.
Good question. Definitely start at your local aquarium store. If you're working in an aquarium store, you've got a great opportunity to see the industry, to learn more about the hobby. From there, choose a different, whatever path you want within the hobby and the industry.
You gotta be pretty passionate to do this at a full-time job, especially in retail. I managed to do what I do and kind of fell into it again by doing what I love and fragging corals at home, and then eventually got recognized for it by Sustainable Reefs that I currently work for.
So I've been doing this 12 weeks now, still consider myself a beginner, but I got a good handle on the basics. And I know that there's communities out there that can help me enrich my knowledge. Where can I find communities like that, and what communities are you involved in?
Yeah, awesome. Look, to be honest, reefing communities are what really makes this hobby amazing. There are heaps of things you can do out there to meet people in person, like reefing shows here in Australia and all around the world. I'm really excited to get to America and even Europe in the next year or two and check out some shows like Reefapalooza.
Well, probably the biggest one is the Facebook community. Very easy to join groups, and the big one, of course, is MAFA. That's a great way to interact with other reefers.
So there's Marine Aquarium Fanatics Australia. We can get you involved in that, and as a new reefer, bounce ideas off everyone in that community, and that's what it's for. It's pretty big. There's about 16,000 people in there now.
All right, awesome. Those are your 3 questions done, but I do have one last question. This weekend, I'm gonna need someone to take a look at my skimmer and maybe clean it out. Do you wanna volunteer for the job?
Absolutely not.
Well, it wouldn't be the first skimmer that I've cleaned, but I've seen that great white and it is pulling some putrid skim. So no.
Oh wait, do you know who you want to do for the 12-week reef? Of who you interviewed? Who's going to do that?
Yeah, I know exactly who's gonna get the job. Yeah, head out, join the boys for me. I just wanna consult the 12-week reefers for something quickly. I have zero idea who I'm gonna pick for this. They were all so perfect in their own unique little way. So let's go take a walk. I genuinely have no idea who to pick. That's such a tough decision. Each one of those boys had this resounding thing that kept coming up, bud, which is community, and that it was really, you know, they all go to all these shows and fragging things, and I thought that was really cool. And when I first started in this hobby, I remember I spent lots of lonely weekends in my garage just by myself, and I didn't get that sense of community. I guess I need to go and see what these boys are up to now. Guys, what's this?
Surprise!
What is this?
This is a frag tank, and so we can do some fragging in here if you want to.
You got heaps more space. Look at all this new real estate we've given you.
And you've got so much room that you could load this bad boy up with heaps of gadgets.
I don't know if I can choose just one of you. I feel like we should do this next series all together. What do you say?
Why not?
Sure,
Sounds great.
Let's do it.
Awesome. Well, if you're my reef keeping family now, I have one more favor to ask, because I kind of promised myself and I promised the 12-week reefers that we're going to add some corals to this tank. And here they are. There's a couple bags. Actually, there's more bags. All right, the boys are floating the corals and the fish. So tell me a little bit about what the hell this mini tank is.
Yeah, so the boys and I got you a little bit of a present. This is the brand new Cade Reef X, which is basically an expansion system for your existing tank. It actually has no sump in the system. It utilizes the sump out of your existing tank, and it just gives you a great way to add a bit of real estate and have a bit of a isolated section from your existing reef tank.
And then why is it so shallow? Does it just look nice?
Yeah, so the idea behind them is that most people will set them up as a FRAG system, so you don't have all your ugly sort of little cuttings in your tank of your main display. You can cut them from there and then move them into this system, which you don't want to have a lot of water depth there because you just want to get light onto them and get them growing, and that way you've got less real estate you have to clean.
So we can use this as part of our next series then.
I can't see why not.
Thank you, thank you.
Pleasure.
And Cam, I really want to put you to good use. There's a bit of algae that I noticed on this coral right here, the Monty.
Now I did see that, and you've also got a little patch of algae up at the base of that toadstool leather. So I came prepared. I can give you a hand to clean this. Both these types of algae should be relatively easily maintained with a simple brush.
So that one you can brush off, and this one you can brush off.
Correct, we'll give it a brush today. This one may be a little bit more difficult because it's on the coral and it may require a hydrogen peroxide treatment in the future. But for now, we'll start by using our brush and seeing how it goes.
You got an orange disc, and you got a green dome fungia, and a corallimorph, and a new Duncan coral.
And it wouldn't be a 12-week reef without adding a couple Nemo fish as well.
I think you mean Ocellaris clownfish.
Yeah, okay, I don't speak Latin, so. And on top of that, I got a starfish as well.
All right, and that's a sea star. It's a Fromia indica sea star.
Are we okay to just put these guys in now?
Well, that one's been drip acclimated and floating for a little while, so that one's ready to go straight in.
Let's get some help from the boys. We got the corals in and the livestock in.
Yeah, why not? We've got a little bit of gluing down to do, and
I feel like adding a pair of clownies into your tank is like some weird cultish beginning that every reef keeper starts off with. So this is kind of like the cherry on top for me. But this train's not stopping anytime soon. We've got more awesome guests and some awesome aquascaping content coming your way. So thank you for being part of this 12-week reef build. It's been a ton of fun. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and turn on all notifications because you don't want to miss what we've got in stock next.
I think that's
done. Yeah.
We added heaps more fish and coral, gave the tank a really good clean, and of course, stability, 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 testing all those levels. But remember, it doesn't stop there. There's always room for more.
Not bad, Squid.